Bad news for rFactor 2, good news for Thrustmaster, all news for everyone, right here, right now. Greetings Rommies and welcome to RomRom, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to our regular news roundup, our weekly sim racing news. Welcome to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. If you have any news for us, send us a mail to news@romrom.net. A couple of minor updates made their way to Steam this week, so let's start with Assetto Corsa Competiciones, which was all about the 2022 season, adding all of the season's liveries and the liveries of the Indy 8-hour and the Spa 24-hour to the sim for free, as well as the whole season as playable championship. Another one getting a small update is Dakar Desert Rally, implementing DLSS 3 and crossplay between the Epic Game Store and Steam, making the navigator better and adding 35 new stages on the Saudi Arabia free DLC. Check the link up there for the news about the DLC. Sadly, no support for further wheels has been added, so no playing for me for now. And we haven't heard from Breakfast in a while, but they tell us they have done a small update in preparation of crossplay between the different PC versions of the game. Just to be precise, you cannot crossplay those versions yet, but the update will make it possible in the not so distant future, according to the developers. Other than that, they've made some small corrections, including bug fixes. From one off-roader to the other, WRC Generations also got a patch to version 1.3.24.0, integrating DLSS 3 and quashing some bugs in the catalog, the career mode, the leagues, and so forth. None of them major bugs, but most of them annoying. And what you have been seeing during this intro was a quick driver briefing video released on Friday by RaceRoom regarding the trucks they are going to publish any minute now. As you can see, the driving model seems to be finished and you can drive at least one of these beasts around already. Personally, I can't wait to virtually sit in one of these. RaceRoom trucks VR. I'll be gone a few weeks. The entire board of directors of Motorsport Games have resigned after being asked to step down. Neil Anderson, Peter Moore and Francesco Piovanetti were asked to resign by the major stakeholder and parent company Motorsport Network LLC over differences of opinion when it came to sourcing funds for the next financial year. Due to its year-on-year revenues and losses still going in the wrong direction, it's unsurprising that MS Network have finally put their foot down regarding the running of their daughter company. The whole catastrophe is clear when you read the Q3 results, which were made public a week later than planned. In them, they reiterate their goal to reduce costs by $4 million per year by the end of 2023, which is a not really funny joke if you consider their net loss on Q3 alone was over $8 million, $2 million more of a loss than last year, and even after some fiddling around with the numbers, still leaves them at a loss of over $6 million compared to last year with a loss of round about $1 million less. Accumulated over the year, the losses are even more staggering as Motorsport Games is almost 18 million in the red, 6 million more than last year at the same quarter. And while they continue to say they are searching for additional funds, they've been saying that for kinda the last 12 months, so don't count on that. And they've been losing money since 2019. In layman's terms, Motorsport Games is FUBAR, up beyond all recognition. As a side effect of this, the company is now at risk of needing to withdraw from the Nasdaq as there aren't sufficient stakeholders to legitimize its place according to Nasdaq rules. With James Allen resigning on November 9th under the premise of allowing a new board to be elected, this leaves the previous director responsibilities falling to John Delta and a familiar name, Dmitry Kosko until a new board can be assembled. That is, if a new board can be assembled. With the operating costs and current trajectory of motorsport games, it's difficult to see who would want to touch this company. What this means for rFactor 2's future after fairly bright new months of content, fixes and updates? Who knows? In next week's news, Studio 397 are to be acquired by RomRom.net with the sense we found in the back of the sofa. If only. A bunch of smaller updates and one big update dropped for rFactor 2 in the last days. rFactor 2 may not have much of a future, see the preceding news piece, but in the present the developers are giving it all the poor souls. They've revised the track limits logic, have implemented an admin message center mode that is specifically meant to display penalties awarded and served, and done some brushes to the AI misbehaving slightly. Because of an issue with BTCC cars overheating, they increased water radiation cooling on all BTCC cars and for some reason removed the downshift protection sound in all of them, as well as some corrections of the graphics here and there. Also, they fixed flickering in the left eye on VR. Strange, hadn't noticed that. Using an ad blocker? Understandable. Still want to support us? Become a patron. Amongst other perks, it will fix your name for posterity like this, but you'll also get to know what we plan and what we're doing, so a big thank you to our patrons. If you come here regularly, please consider subscribing, especially as we are nearing the 3,000 subscribers and would like to reach them before the end of November. Would you like to help us reach that goal? After what we would consider the worst marketing campaign since Pepsi co-opted the Black Lives Matter protest to sell their oversugared battery acid, Thrustmaster revealed their new wheelbase, and it is a DD wheelbase! Yeah, okay, we all knew or strongly suspected that, so let's quickly move to the details. The T818 has an interesting hexagonal form, detachable rims, and a strength of 10 Nm continuous torque. The quick release is different to what we know from other bases and very specific to Thrustmaster. With a QR compatibility adapter, you will be able to use any Thrustmaster or Thrustmaster compatible rim you may already own. The base will come with one of those adapters. Further adapters will cost you €35 USD per piece. Thrustmaster say you can change your rim in 5 seconds thanks to this QR, but truth to be told, I've never had any problems with changing the rim on my base. Sure, it took more than 5 seconds, but I never needed to be that quick. That may be me though, maybe y'all out there need a quick change of rims. The QR is made of aluminum and plastic, and we expect this to be one of the first things to give up work and need attendance. We're very happy to be proven wrong, by the way. The base at the moment and for the foreseeable future is not compatible with consoles and will be available in 5 different colors for the metal plates at each side. The price of the base will be €650. Add to that extra money for the mounting option, either on a rig or with a desk clamp, as at 10 Nm this base should in theory not endanger your desk. And you'll need a rim. This is an interesting addition to the, let's call it, budget DD market, making it the second lowest in price but the second highest in torque. Of course, and based on their huge legacy ecosystem, it's no surprise the base is backwards compatible to already existing rims. One thing we consider dangerous is that the emergency stop button is at one of the side panels of the base, which would be a place to very much avoid if you have a rim mounted and the base is acting up. We've always said the better place for those emergency stop buttons is at your feet, out of the way of base and rim and easily usable by extremities that are not in danger of a misbehaving rim or base. Because of the different voltages and plugs, there's going to be UK, US and EU versions of the base, although we expect the only thing to be different is going to be the power source. If you pre-order right now on their site, provided it's not down again, they promise you will get your base before Christmas, with a second wave of deliveries happening directly after Christmas and a third wave in January, but Because the base is manufactured in France, these waves only apply for EU customers. US and it seems UK customers will have to wait until March 2023 to get their first wave. Talking about further plans, for 2023 Thrustmaster will release 4 rims in the next year, all already with a new QR system, but backwards compatible to legacy systems through an adapter. As we said, there are no specific plans for the base to be compatible with consoles anytime soon. They only talked very broadly about plans for compatibility in 2023. Also, Thrustmaster plans to release package deals with the base and a rim, including one package that will be with the Ferrari SF1000. By the way, I really like the product-specific logo, which of course can be seen as an F1 or GT3 rim, and it's quite possible the name of the product was chosen because it could be made this way. Anyway, nice detail. And if you want more detail and in-depth news and reviews, check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other on the podium.